Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at Ableton Note. Now recently Ableton Note got updated and it added Drift synthesizer, so the full unlock for Drift. Drift Synth is available in all versions of Ableton, okay, even the free light version that you can get if you buy Ableton Note. So whatever you make with Drift Synth inside of Note will be easily opened if you export the project to Ableton. Right. It's not super clear where to get the IAP from. It's a bit hidden sort of thing, a bit weird. Now, Ableton Note works with icons instead of calling stuff things, right? So for example, this is the drum machine. This is, I don't know, the sampler. This is wavetable. Let's add in another project. And you'll see that once we do this, you'll get a list of stuff. This icon here is Drift. And if we want to kind of just click on this here, you'll see the Drift synth is there, wavetable, melodic sampler, drums. If we click on Drift, this is all the Drift presets, okay, in this particular synth plug category. If I click on this, I'm using my MIDI keyboard to play this, right? So anyway, say for example, you like this sound, let's click done. You'll see that this little icon here is Drift. You can add effects and stuff, you know that. This little button here, this is where you can get the IAP and also access all the controls. And it's not massively obvious, right? And there's nothing to tell you anything anywhere. You click on this. None of this will be available if you haven't bought it. In fact, the macros will. But nothing else will. So there'll be an option if you click on this or something, or there'll be an option somewhere. I can't remember now, but there's an option somewhere to buy the IAP, which unlocks the full version of Drift, which then gives you the oscillators, the filters, the envelope, the LFO, the mod, and global, and all the rest of it, right? So it's $3.99, which I don't think is a bad price, to be fair, for a fully functional synth. And it's identical to the one in Ableton. Has some very cool stuff. Now, the macros, right? If you want the macros, that's great. But if you don't want a particular macro, you kind of can't just remove one. You have to remove them all. So for this shape one, if I go back here, you'll see there somewhere around here. So I can't even find where it is in the macros shape here. Probably this. But anyway, look, if we go in here and we click on this, we can remove that macro. So this parameter is assigned to the macros page. That's fine. Remove macro, but all macros then disappear, and I can't find a way to get them back. So you're kind of stuck with having no macros then. But it doesn't really matter, because once you've bought the full version, you don't really need the macros anymore. You can go into the synth and change everything like this. Let's go to global, where the cool drift thing is. The whole point of the synth is, what it does is it detunes and does certain wibbly wobbly things to the oscillators subtly. Also, as well, I think the Ableton version goes up to at least maybe 32 or 64 voices. We're in stereo mode here, so let's turn drift off. Stereo spread. Then you have unison, which stacks the voices. So stack an 8. Unison strength. And then you have poly. Then you have mono. You can use glide. Thickness. And then you can go in here and you can choose different presets and maybe choose some nice brass. Let's go back to the core library and choose brass. And this one. Okay, this is a cool sound. So let's remove the macros for the start off. So the envelopes, there's two envelopes. There's your main envelope, and then you also have your filter envelope here. But this is a really cool envelope because you can change this into a cycling envelope and do all sorts of cool stuff with this. With whatever it's assigned to. You got all sorts of mod stuff. LFOs. Well, one LFO. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick... I find, to be honest, programming the one in Ableton a lot easier than this. Because the one in Ableton is just one. It's just one page of, like an Ableton synth, you know, it's just one page of stuff. But I don't think $3.99 is a super expensive price to ask. And they maintain a note a lot, as you know. Anyway, top job, cool beans. Thanks for watching. Consider becoming a Patreon or subscribing if you're not subscribed, or at the very least, strike that like. There you go, Drift. Very nice it is too. Ta-da.